going to use up our scraps from other Christmas cards we have made and make background panels. This is a real good way to use up your scraps and to have background panels ready to make some Christmas cards. So to make them more manageable, I'm going to cut an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper just right in half. So let's do that first. Let's see. 11. That'll be 5.5, right? So I cut that right in half. I'm going to put little baby boy away because we're going to need the bigger one, I think. And then words are hard. What we're going to do is we're going to take all of these little leftover bits and bobs and just cut them into strips. Now you could do them all the same width or not. I'm going to do, let me see, 1-inch strips and 1/2-inch strips, I think is what I'm going to do. So let's see. Here's the one, right? Yes. Don't worry about what your patterns look like. Just get them into uniform strips. And this way, if you're the type that feels guilty about scraps, you don't have to because you're using them up. And then if you have some that are already strips but have wonky ends, just trim the ends. See, I already have strips, so cut these. I'll do the half of that so I can get a little more mileage out of it. Maybe I will get the little baby out for these little pieces, smaller pieces. A little baby. I don't think that one's straight. And I think it's my fault, but I'm sure it happens. Okay. And like that. That's already straight. Okay, well that's a tag. I want to save the tags. So like this one, just cut the end off. Look at that one. That one's already straight. And again, cut the end off. It would be really good to do, excuse me, I have sniffles still. Sitting in front of your TV, you know, watching Netflix or whatever. Amazon, Hulu, whatever you're watching. Christmas movies right now, right? I'm definitely watching Christmas movies right now. Watched Home Alone last night. Probably watched Die Hard over the weekend because everybody knows Die Hard's a Christmas movie. And then trim this down. See, even these little pieces, you can get a little more use out of them yet. These are good. That's good. Trim this. Good, good. Not sure if that's straight or not, so I'm gonna trim it. Good. Good. And then get us some Santas. A little bit of Santa. Santa. Yeah, that one. Let's see. Are there more strips in here? Oh yeah, see? These are left over from those cards. gonna do a few strips of the pink because this really is a large scrap I can still use for other things, but I should throw some in there. And then another one. And we'll do one more wide one, and I think I'll do 2 more narrow ones. Are all teeny tiny scripts. Can't do anything with that. Unless you had a teeny tiny punch, you would make confetti. Could make confetti. Cut this a little. There's some of this that's still usable. There we go. So the next step is to just get piece of cardstock out. And I mean, you could use whatever color you want. Big old scrap of whatever you have. And you're going to put adhesive on it. Whatever your adhesive of choice is. Heck, you could probably use a glue stick for this if you really wanted. But I'm a big gun ATG using girl, so that's what I'm putting on. Around. Oh, come on now. What are you doing there? Okay. You know what? You're just going to start putting strips on. So you can go this way, you can go this way, you can do the diagonal thing, however you want to do it. What I'm going to do is start the bottom and work my way up. You just, whatever order you want them to be in, however you want them to match up, it's completely up to you. The point is just to use up all these scraps that we have made from making Christmas cards, right? Because Lord knows we got enough of them. And then what'll happen is, because if your strips aren't all the same length, which mine are not, and I knew that was going to happen, you'll have little spots to fill in with smaller pieces. So what I like to do is do the whole, as much of the base piece as I can, and then I'll go in and fill in those ends with the small bits. So I kind of save the small bits for last. So we'll just keep adding our strips on. See, we're getting covered. And how about a red? There we go. Got a little pink, pinky pink. I ended up overlapping that a little. Yeah, I did. Okay. And then how about we end with some green? There we go. I have this little spot here. To fill in. Turn it over, make sure it's all stuck. And I'm not going to trim it yet. We'll go on to the next one. Turn around so I can get to the end there. to start with pink glitter on this one. Oh, the chickens are going across the yard. Could you hear them? And so let's see. How do we want to end this one? The other shade of red. Let's do the other shade of red. Okay. Okay. Now these small spots to fill in. So just make sure your paper is the same width. If you don't have any of that width, you might have to trim some off, but I'll try and see if you have some first. Nope. Okay, turn them over. And then you get your paper trimmer out and just trim the sides down, you know, any overhang you have. And then just keep going until you use up all your strips. I've got enough here to probably do another, especially like in 2 with what you cut off. You can probably do another whole 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. And then that's what you end up with.